First question is just about office romance, which is not a big deal. We know it happens, right? But so what is the appropriate way to handle a workplace relationship? A, inform someone at HR. B, lock her in a room and make her look at it. Or C, bully her out of the entire industry.
I'm going to say A.
Yes! Oh, good. You got it. You know, you'd be surprised how many people get that wrong. Could make you lose your damn mind. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right. When talking to a coworker in the office, where should you keep your penis?
Excuse me?
Just point on the doll where your penis should be. And remember, there's no wrong answers here, just super wrong answers.
I would say probably you would keep it in your pants.
Yes, exactly. Your penis never needs to be out of your pants at work.
Is that question really on the quiz? Does that really help?
Yeah, Colin, some people need that. But you know what? Not you, because you passed.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, but I'm sure I'll be back next week and the week after that, forever and ever, because all of this isn't just a scandal. It didn't just start last week. It's just actual reality for half of the population.
This is insane, you guys.
Yo, this is sexy, man.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the PanelsOnPages.com podcast with your host, Lee Rodriguez.
At the end of the day, babies are terrible people, and I'm not sorry for saying it.
Jason Nyes.
Motherfucker, I won best costume.
Jose Guzman.
Yeah, I know nothing about Firestorm except for his hat's always burning.
And Kelly Harris.
Boy, love, it appears we got a penis in the mail.
I glued my fucking eyes shut!
I just want to see all these Yelp reviews of Jose's jizz.
Oh, sorry, I knocked over the salt.
Like you had anything better to do.
Uh-oh. Lee?
You Jose'd yourself. Now, Lee, it's only you.
It's Tuesday. November.
Oh, God damn it.
Whoops.
How far in did you get?
A while. A minute. That was being hilarious. I thought you guys were laughing along with me, and you were not.
He's asking everybody. He's introing everybody. He's like, "Why is everyone's mic muted? Why is everyone answering me?"
God damn it. It's Tuesday. It's on November 14th, 2017. I've never, ever done that in the fucking 8 years we're doing this show.
Spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti.
It's episode number 401 of the PanelsOnPages.com podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. And joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nye.
Y'all were about to make me dust off my WordPress login.
Jose Guzman.
I tried jumping in for you, but I couldn't remember the date.
Oh, I heard that part. That's when I realized shit was going south. Like, oh God, Jose's trying to look at the calendar. Fuck, what have I done? What have I done? And Kelly Harris.
Warcraft is the third best Shrek movie.
Jose trying to do the
Warcraft movie?
Wait, what?
Did you watch the Warcraft movie?
I saw it in theaters, but I just thought about it the other day.
I remember when he saw it in theaters because there was a couple of movies that he didn't see, and we're like, "But you saw Warcraft."
Yeah, like we've been over this. I make odd movie-going choices.
You're one of 9 people that saw Warcraft outside of China.
Yeah, I really was.
9 white
and
people.
Yeah, it is the third best Shrek movie. Fourth, if you count Shrek the Halls. Which I do not, as it is a TV special and not a movie.
And
you're not even canon, I don't think.
And you're a Shrek purist. Where does Shrek 4D fall in there?
I have not seen that one.
Shrek 4D is the installation attraction at Universal Studios Florida.
Oh, okay. No, I have not.
I believe it involves the ghost of Lord Farquaad.
Oh man,
that sounds kind of black, actually.
It's pretty dark.
Oh,
remember, because he got ate by the dragon at the end of the first one.
Yeah, they killed him real fucking. They killed him like a Marvel movie villain.
The objective rankings go Shrek 1, Shrek 2. As much as I love the Shrek 2 Game Boy Advance game, it doesn't push it into being the #1 spot. Then we have Warcraft, the Shrek origin story.
Right.
Then Shrek the Third.
And then Shrek Ever After is the one that fucks with the timeline.
Oh, yeah.
That one's kind of cool.
I'm trying to think if I've ever actually seen that one.
I haven't seen Shrek Ever After either, but I remember Shrek the Third was just one of the worst things I ever watched.
Shrek the Third was Puss in Boots and Justin Timberlake, right?
Yeah, Justin Timberlake is Rumpelstiltskin.
And
truly terrible.
No, Justin Timberlake was King Arthur. Rumpelstiltskin was in Shrek Ever After.
I think you mean Artie.
Artie, yes. Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin was in the
okay.
4th one because they fucked with the timeline and, like, what's her name? Fiona was a badass warrior and shit.
Oh, yeah. I'm mixing up 3 and 4.
Yeah, they do kind of blend together after a while, except for Warcraft. That one really stands out.
Yeah.
I think it should probably go up in your
I still have not
rankings.
seen the Puss in Boots movie or the Choose Your Own Adventure special that is on Netflix.
Huh.
I kind of want to watch that just to see how it works.
Yeah, I do too.
Just curious in it.
I should probably do that before I dump Netflix.
Oh, poor Netflix.
No one dumps Netflix.
I don't know.
I don't use it.
If it wasn't for The Office, I would have a hard time.
Netflix all the goddamn time.
Like, I'm gonna watch... I probably haven't used my Netflix in a good 3 months.
I've used my Netflix in about 3 hours. Does that count?
I'm gonna keep it to watch Punisher and that Godzilla anime. And then I'll probably watch the Puss in Boots thing and then just cancel my subscription. Literally, the only reason I've kept it is because Power Rangers is there, and if I ever do want to watch it, I can just pop it on.
That's fair.
But I rarely do, in fact, watch it.
It's new shit, man. I get it. But yeah, let's see. It's gonna be an interesting show tonight. Lots of gross shit happening in the world, and we're gonna talk about a lot of it. So, hope you're ready.
There's a lot of gross shit happening in the world. We're just talking about the gross shit that's happening within, like, our little umbrella.
That's actually really true, which is, more disconcerting in a weird way. But yeah, maybe get to that pretty quickly because I don't have a whole fucking lot to talk about. It's a pretty uneventful week, which is kind of nice because I don't get a lot of those. We went to the birthday party for our friend Jennifer over the weekend. She's turning 36, I think.
Oh, don't do that.
Okay, we're all just people, man.
No names, no ages, no weights.
I'll subscribe to that. Fuck it, I don't mind. She's good. She's cool with it. But
she doesn't. She doesn't look her age, if that means anything.
No, she's lovely.
Yeah,
she's great. Fuck it, man. We're all getting older. Ain't none of us getting any goddamn younger. That's how it is. But Jennifer she is beloved by a great many people. And we kind of, she hangs out with us in kind of our circle, but she kind of has this whole other kind of separate circle that, are her very near and dear friends, but they're not necessarily our friends, You know how that is, Yeah. So, but we got, all of her people together for her birthday. It was kind of a big deal. But, kind of by the end of the night, it was like, oh, yeah, these people are definitely not our people. And like, nothing wrong with them. They were all lovely. Not a bad thing happened. It's like there's definitely two very different styles of person in this house right now. It was like a middle school dance, boys on one side, girls on the other side.
Was
like,
that
come on?
Was that deadbeat Robbie Wrist there?
He was not.
Fucking guy.
It was a good time though. It was fun. We had a good time.
What about that fuck Chad Michael Murray?
That fucking guy.
Don't let him near your girlfriend's people.
Fucking callback. But it was fine. Played some Ocarina of Time on my DS. Always a good jam. Fucking
at the party. At the party on your Nintendo DS, huh?
Well, no, it was after the party.
Oh, okay. I thought this was part of the same story.
Nah. Oh God, how fucking sad would that be? No. That's really about it, man. Playing some Zelda. Fucking. I got this project at work, kind of kicking my ass. Kind of a drag, but you know, that's part of my big boy pants. I'm trying to using the forecasted sales put together by our marketing team and historical data, trying to gauge how many people we need staffing our various departments based upon past experiences, past history, and fucking basically voodoo guesswork. It is very difficult to do. And yeah, that sound you feel in the back of your head as you want to nod off while I'm just saying these 7 sentences about it. Imagine doing that all day for like a week and a half. As boring as you think it is, I promise you it's worse. So that's all I got. What's going on, Kelly?
Not much. Sunday I went to see Thor.
Nice.
That was good. That was a good time at the movies.
That was a good time at the movies. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I think my favorite character had to be Korg.
Korg is the sleeper character of...
You know, we didn't even talk about Korg last week, but he was pretty great.
Piss off, Ghost.
Wait, what?
Like, I would have never have thought that that character should have a New Zealand voice, but it's perfect.
Well, no one did, and then Taika Waititi was like, I want to be Korg.
Oh my god, the bit at the end where the like, where's Meek from is like, oh no, he died on the bridge. I've been carrying him around because I felt really bad.
I stepped on him early, and I felt so guilty about him carrying him around.
I was like, oh wait, never mind, he's alive.
That is just a fun movie.
It is a fun movie.
I really think it might be in my top 3 for Marvel movies now.
Really?
I really enjoyed it.
I liked it, but like I said, I don't think I necessarily enjoyed it as much as the other Marvel movies from this year, but it was quite good.
Sure. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think I'd put it up there with the first Guardians and Winter Soldier.
Right.
Probably third place.
Wowsies.
Remember, I saw some ridiculous clickbait article, and it was like, what did it say? It was like, the status quo at the end of Thor Ragnarok will carry through to Avengers Infinity War. And I'm like, no fucking shit. Like, you don't say. It's almost as if they did that shit on purpose. The internet is stupid, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we're realizing that more and more every day.
But not what we do. What we do on the internet is pretty great.
Yeah, no, what we do is cool.
Sure.
Yeah. We're the exception that proves the rule, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, just listen to the intro of this show.
Yeah.
Just solid work.
But yeah, outside of that, I've just been playing a lot of Mario Odyssey, and that's really it. A lot of Mario.
Going back to the Mario even after you beat it, that good, huh?
Oh, there's a whole post game that unlocks.
Fucking right on, man.
There's so much content in this game.
That's great.
Jose, are you breathing into your microphone?
Oh.
Look, he's just doing a Louis C.K. cosplay.
Oh, no.
Soon.
Oh, my God.
So dark.
I still have Louis on FX in my Hulu queue. I
don't think you're gonna be getting to it.
No, I was scrolling through it the other day, and I'm like, that's a damn shame.
I have 2 seasons of Louis on DVD.
Louis is a great show.
It is.
But, you know.
That 3-parter with the Tonight Show is one of my favorite things on TV ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is some of the best television out
with
there.
David Lynch.
Yes, it's so good.
You know, I was thinking, you know, we're gonna get heavy into sexual harassment in the news, but I was thinking, at the very least, I can still watch Seven and not be weirded out by Kevin Spacey because he plays a fucking weirdo creep in that anyhow. So, like, it doesn't change the viewing experience for me.
Fuck, I forgot about Kevin Spacey already.
Yeah.
You know what has been totally changed, and I can probably never go back to it, is Baby Driver.
Yeah, but he's kind of a fucking jerk off in that too.
But he's a father figure to Baby.
Sure. Yeah, but he's also the villain. He's also a horrible father figure. That's
I never even got to watch Baby Driver.
Extorting the kid. Oh,
So if I watch Baby Driver, am I part of the problem, or can I watch it?
No, you can still watch it because there's still a lot of great people that are in it. In fact,
Baby Driver is also really good.
Yeah, I
very good.
watched an interview with Bernthal the other day where he was talking about how when he was on the set of Baby Driver, Kevin Spacey rubbed him the wrong fucking way. He said he was a bully. He was a huge Kevin Spacey fan from way back when. But he got on set and he saw the way he treated people and the way he acted, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not into that dude no more." And then
That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
And then I found out he was trying to grab dicks. And I was like, definitely not in that man. But you know who I am into? Them guys at Panels on Pages who got me the job as Punisher. Them some all right dudes.
And Shane House, though, man, he's a good interview, and he's a solid dude. I would seek that interview out if you can find it. I think it was Jim Norton, Sam Roberts' show.
Right on.
He's just super honest and sad.
Got that Punisher trailer on Netflix. I'm very excited about it.
When's that supposed to drop?
Friday.
This Friday?
Yep.
And then isn't Runaways
But I'm
supposed
watching
to...
Justice League this Friday.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to.
Isn't Runaways supposed to drop like in the next week or so?
I think the 21st?
That's nuts. I feel like that's really soon. After the trailer.
Well, Runaways is on Hulu.
Right. No, I'm just saying, it just feels like they just released the first trailer and it's already being released on
I feel like
Hulu.
they've been talking about it for 7.5 years.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm all about it. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that one.
I just put it together that like DC and Warner Brothers' whole Justice League promotion campaign is this like all in.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
it's
like
you can't save the world alone.
Yeah, but it's more like we have a losing
typography?
hand. We don't have much chips left. Fuck it, we're all in. Let's see what happens.
Please don't call us.
Mel in the chat says Runaways comes out Tuesday.
There you go.
It's wild.
What's got going on, Knives, besides fucking waving the flag?
Salted caramel Pepsi.
Oh,
I've seen that. Is it any good?
No.
So Mary and I were in line at Walmart, and as Walmart cashiers are wont to do, it was taking fucking forever. So I was bored and my eyes were wandering.
Oh, God.
And from across the aisle on another end cap, I saw a bottle of salted caramel Pepsi. And I go over and I make a big to-do about it. Like, I did not use my inside voice at all. I got the attention of, like, all 6 registers around me. And I grabbed a bottle, and they also had Mountain Dew Holiday Brew, which was in a very festive red and green bottle. And it's
what the hell is that even?
It's a red soda. Let me get to it!
No, I will not!
I have a way to tell stories, you know?
What is this?
It's the. So
Tell me what it is.
So I start talking. I start looking at the salted caramel Pepsi, and like people around me are piping in, like, that sounds kind of nuts. Have you tried that before? I was like, no, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm not a huge Pepsi fan, but I like the idea of salted caramel. And then one lady over here is like, oh shit, put that shit on some vanilla ice cream. You got yourself a salted caramel Pepsi float. And everybody was like, oh! So brought it home. I'm a big salted caramel fan. I just downed a pint of Ben & Jerry's salted caramel core when I got home today. So let me put it this way. The weak point is the Pepsi flavor. Like, I'm not a huge Pepsi guy. Like, if I have a choice between Pepsi and Coke, I'll go Coke every time. But
yeah, no, Pepsi's not that great.
And
I'd rank RC over Pepsi.
Oh my god! And it's not. You don't get a super salted flavor out of it. But at its base, like Coke and Pepsi already have salt and caramel in the recipe. Basically, you know, they both have sodium, and they're both caramel colored and have that.
That's all very true. Yeah,
that sweet kind of burnt taste to it a little bit. But the
more you try to explain the way Pepsi and Coke taste, like, it's not good. Like, I'm trying to think about, like, how would I describe the way that Pepsi tastes? And those are not words you want to hear. It's like burnt and...
Well, that's the best way I can explain, like, caramel.
Smoky.
Like, caramel is essentially...
You think you'd ever want to put in your mouth.
Caramel is browned sugar and milk, right? Or sugar and whatever. Sugar and butter. Yeah, sugar and butter.
Am I a fucking baker now? I don't know.
What am I, a fucking dildo egg enthusiast? But so the salt doesn't really come through besides like regular salt, sodium flavor from a soda. But the caramel, like, it's like when you sip it, it's right up front, like right up in your olfactory. It's super warm and holiday feeling. It's very festive. And then at the end, you get the Pepsi flavor, and you're like, meh. But like the caramel is a solid flavor. So
it tastes like a caramel with some robot sweat in it.
I don't know if I would say that. Robot sweat is what you consider Pepsi. Pepsi is more like Coke that's sat out for a few days to me.
Oh God!
You know,
No, that's too good to Pepsi.
I'm not that anti-Pepsi, but I'm just saying.
But get that Pepsi out of my face.
I would
like, you want a solid cola. You go with an RC.
I would recommend it. I got the salted caramel Pepsi. Mary got the Mountain Dew Holiday Brew. She wasn't super impressed by the Holiday Brew, so she was sipping on some of my salted caramel, and we went back out to the grocery store tonight and got a couple more bottles. And every time we talk to somebody about it, and they're like, is it any good? That sounds gross. I'm like, well, do you like Pepsi? And people are usually like, yeah, I fucking love Pepsi. I'm like, you know what Pepsi has? Salt and caramel. But the Mountain Dew Holiday Brew, it's basically Code Red. What I realized that they did is, because the label is red and neon green in like a starburst effect, it's just Code Red mixed with regular Mountain Dew. So it's essentially watered down Code Red.
Oh, they're doing that shit again?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Dew SA when that came out?
Yes.
USA.
I'm a big fan of.
Try it?
No, I did not.
Oh my god, it tasted like cough syrup. It was so gross.
I'm a big fan of the niche Mountain Dew flavors. Never been a big fan of regular Mountain Dew, but like Code Red was my jam. I like the Pitch Black. What's the blue one? The Whiteout.
I love Livewire, the orange one.
Is that the Gamer Fuel? No, the Gamer Fuel is a completely different one.
Yeah, no, the orange one is my favorite.
But what?
Remember Mountain Dew SA?
Yeah, Kelly was just talking about that.
Must have missed that one.
What would you say the color of regular Mountain Dew is?
It's like a light green.
Like a neon.
Okay, me and Mary had an argument because I said, okay, well, it's red and green. It's Code Red and Mountain Dew. And she's like, yeah, Mountain Dew's yellow, though. And I was like, what? But then after some research, I conceded to her that Mountain Dew is more of a yellowish green or greenish yellow. So we're
yeah. If you pick the color out of the Crayola box, it would say yellow green.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
man, I love that blue Mountain Dew too, but I can't drink it because it's got ginseng, and that shit gives me headaches.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I can't drink anything with ginseng or taurine in it.
I did not think that any Mountain Dew had any sort of vitamins in it.
Yeah, ginseng gives me headaches, and taurine makes my eyes shake.
But this salted caramel Pepsi, it's like making out with Aunt Jemima. Like, it's just
that sounds lovely.
That warm feeling, like you're just snuggled up, like I don't know, like you're catching a load in the mouth from a caramel M&M.
The caramel M&M, I think, is a sexy lady.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not?
That's true.
Why not? I mean, have you ever wanted to have sex with the Werther's Original guy? Like, that is salted caramel Pepsi for me.
There's a guy? Like, I thought it was just...
Yeah, he was an old grandpa. I'm pretty sure...
Like, it's talking about back in the day of the Werther's Original.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the guy. He was the guy from Green Acres. Was the Werther's Original
he
guy?
Could definitely fuck. You could tell.
Yeah. I mean, he had a grandson.
I'd rather bone the Tootsie Pop owl.
No, I want to fuck that Tootsie Pop owl exactly. Like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Let's see how many licks it takes.
You know who would be a crazy lay? That Trix rabbit.
Or Son of the Cuckoo Bird, who's all fucking hopped up.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to talk a bottom, just look at Twinkie the Kid. He's already got cream filling.
Hey,
what do you think about Captain Crunch? I bet he can lay it down.
No, I think Captain Crunch is like one day away from being on some fucking internet list about inappropriate contact with Lady Soggies.
And,
like, that guy's got.
And Captain Crunch, I want to see his credentials. I think we got a case of stolen valor.
Yeah, is that mustache even real?
Motherfucker looking straight shifty.
Now, where do you guys stand on Cookie Crisp? Is it the wizard? Is it the burglar and his dog?
Yes.
Or is it the wolf?
It's
the burglar and his dog.
The burglar and his dog with
They have a wizard?
the burglar and his dog with the cop chasing them.
Yes. No, I agree.
The Cookie Crook, as it were.
Yeah. And don't give me a box of Cookie Crisp unless it has a prize in the bottom promoting the new Disney animated feature, The Great Mouse Detective.
Ooh, deep cut.
Oh, in the chat, Hill Dix just posted 4 strawberry emojis and awesome adult site for sex dating. Check out my profile for link.
Cool. Welcome to the show, Hill Dix.
Sweet, link me.
I didn't realize that we could get spammers in our chat. That's amazing. Oh, and before we move on, happy late birthday to Juggalo John, who turned 37 this week. Yesterday, actually.
Oh, happy birthday.
Old as fuck, just like Jose.
Hey, names and ages.
No names and numbers here.
In this climate.
We can't be outing people's ages in this climate.
He posted it in the chat. He posted it for everyone in Hill Dix's to see.
Well, no, you named Jose.
Well, yeah.
No name.
That was the name.
That motherfucker's been named.
That's why next week when Lee's doing our intros, he's not going to say our names. He's just going to go, this one. That one. And finally, that one.
I'm not going to name names, but I'm going to get super close to naming the names and get super specific about details.
Look, I ain't going to do that, but I'm going to get you a promotion.
It's like a game of Guess Who where you give out all the details except for the dude's name. You take all
You look like a bitch.
You take all the cards off the table except for one. I'm not gonna name names.
But here's his new job.
What's up, Jose?
I am doing the show from the Teats residence.
Live via
Dude,
satellite?
names. Come on, this climate. Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. I am in an unspecified room in an unspecified city.
Wrapped in tinfoil.
And an unspecified member of an unspecified population. And an unspecified time.
That's very safe. That's good. That's very, very politically correct to you. It's good stuff.
Man, thanks.
Way to go. Way to go. That's stuff.
So I'm in the NYC getting the boogie down. Getting a little head start on this little show we got going this weekend.
I hear it's a little cold up there.
Oh, it's not warm. But it's not freezing yet. It just ain't. It's Chili's.
Well, it's not gonna be freezing while we're there.
No.
But it'll be cold. It won't be wearing shorts around Times Square this time, will it be?
Oh no. We are not looking like we just came from the beach.
It was not cold at all. Like, it got windy and chilly the last day we were in New York last time, but no lie, we were the only people in the city, even on the nice warm day, only people in the city wearing shorts.
Just like two old jerk offs.
We might as well have been wearing T-shirts that said, "Please rob me, Minnie Mouse."
Not from here.
I've just been enjoying. Well, that's over. I was enjoying not traveling, so there goes that out the window.
Yeah, but another week and you'll be all done for the year, right?
Oof. Amen to that. Hibernating. Got some plans. Got some plans, folks.
Plans better be to edit some fucking videos, bro.
Shit.
Shit, I can do that standing on my head.
Outsource.
What do you think we made all those trips to India for?
Made them connects.
No lie, those Indian kids are expensive, though.
I'll bet.
We just wanted one effect from this one India kid, and he tried hitting us up for like $300. And we're like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's like 50% of our profit from that show.
Slow your roll, kid.
What are you, looking to buy 9 houses?
Oh, God damn it.
You know, it's kind of good that we are not planning a trip to India this winter, because have you seen the news that spending 1 day in Delhi is like smoking 50 cigarettes?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No thanks. Hard pass. Hard pass.
No, never. No. Yeesh. I think I'm good. Fuck, man. Anything else, Jose?
Nah, I'm good.
Well, in that case,
let's get down to it.
We got us some mail.
Sweet.
Look at all this fan mail.
Woo! So, you want to send us some mail? Send that shit to popcast@panelsonpages.com, or you can leave us a voicemail by calling 616-951-1POP. And I do not know if we have any voicemails. Give me just a second while I'm thinking about it.
I got one right here.
Oh, all right. What do we got?
Hey guys, Ben here. Just calling in a little bit late to congratulate everybody on 400 plus episodes now. Also to sort of offer my appreciation for you all giving me the opportunity to contribute to the site all those years, and also to contribute to the podcast network with my own show, which ran for about 4 years, had a pretty good run. We've been thinking off and on about maybe revamping Popcorn, putting it back on the network, but I don't know, things have been kind of busy, so I haven't had the time to really devote to that. But, you know, never say never.
Right.
So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of extend my congrats on 400 episodes. You know, I've fallen a little bit behind, but I try to catch up every week. And just thanks for all the entertainment. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Is he serious? Did Popcorn run for 4 years?
Must have. I think so. Kind of off and on.
Well, big ups, 4 years.
At some point, I honestly God lost track of how many podcasts we had going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it was a lot.
So,
a lot.
Lee, you forwarded me this email from Mahoney that he sent last week during the show because I was calling for the round table, the Gandalf coming for that round table clip, and he sent a bunch of smaller clips. So I pulled a few right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, you, Merlin, Santa Claus, and your hopeful buddy King Arthur, you better fucking put some boards up because me and Gandalf are coming for that goddamn round table.
Thou shalt not take my Yoo-hoo castle.
Here's the new 3 of the round table. Me, Gandalf, and our fucking faithful pet, fucking Lassie.
Lassie.
Remember Lassie's Classy?
Lassie is classy.
Remember the episode where Jose was all about fucking Lassie? And then Jose was like,
spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti.
Mahoney was like, you need to add that spaghetti clip to your normal sounders. And I was like, done. Done and done.
Oh, God.
We got any actual emails?
Is that all of them?
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't all the clips that he sent, but there was a bunch of clips.
Okay. All right, so we did get an email from Sheila. I think Sheila's in the chat.
She is rocking it. Sheila's been with us in the chat for a few weeks now. Good to see her back.
And we got a DeVoe in the chat. I don't think I know no DeVoe either.
Where's Bell and Biv?
I like that.
Jose beat. Jose beat me to it.
But Sheila writes in. The subject line is episode 371.
Oh gosh.
Which, if you do your math, is something like 2 years ago and change. So she writes in, "Hey guys!" Exclamation point. So I'm listening to some episodes from earlier this year.
Yeah, 371. That's 29 episodes. That's essentially 29 weeks, Lee.
In my head, we just now. Apparently, I thought we did like one show a month. I'm a fucking nitwit.
Sometimes.
We've been doing this for 45 years.
So I'm listening to some episodes from earlier this year, and I have a question. In episode 371, Jose mentioned some place that makes or has unique marshmallows. He said he'd do some recon and report back. So where's this report? Was recon done? Because, you know, it's food. Please help my curiosity. Sheila sent from my iPhone.
Sheila, I don't know how long exactly you've been listening, but Jose and follow through have some issues.
Do you know what the hell she's talking about? Like, what
rings a bell?
What was it? Make your own marshmallow or custom marshmallows?
It sounds like a thing that you would definitely talk about if you saw it somewhere.
Yeah. I feel like I remember, and this isn't super long ago. I do remember it slightly.
Custom marshmallows.
Yeah, it didn't hit me like as something completely out of left field. Like I do have some kind of baseline recollection.
Okay, so it must have been traveling somewhere because I don't think it was in Orlando. Oof.
So the answer, Sheila, is no.
He did not recon.
That recon was not done.
Now I think I'm going to have to now.
Yeah, you fucking lit a fire.
What was that, 371?
Yeah, 371.
I did a quick search for custom marshmallows, and Veronica'sTreats.com came up.
I know of Veronica.
Wonder Made, makers of really great marshmallows. Custom printed marshmallows.
Oh, Sheila in the chat, she says he mentioned great marshmallows with peanut butter in the middle.
Ooh, okay. That sounded familiar. Yeah, did I say that I was going to try it or that I had it?
We don't know, motherfucker. We know what you know. She says Winter Park.
Okay, so it is in Orlando.
Well, I mean, Winter Park is the greater Orlando area.
It's all Orlando.
This is like shitty Memento all of a sudden.
Okay, Menchie's. Menchie's frozen yogurt delivery. Cheesecake Factory. Wonder Made.
Yeah, but not Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory can go fuck itself.
Yeah, cheesecake. That's for chumps. Let's see here.
I got a link here on Foursquare. Holy shit! Remember Foursquare? The 15 the 15 best places for marshmallows in Orlando. Oh my god! Burger 21, Bluebird Bake Shop, Kelly's Homemade Ice Cream, Artisan's Table.
Where did she say it was? Winter Garden?
Winter Park. She said it was.
The fuck am I doing down there? I got homemade ice cream.
Oh shit! Hang on. Might it be Sugar Rush marshmallows?
It's gonna be the convenience store that has the heat turned at the perfect level, so it keeps the marshmallows nice and kind of squishy, but not hard.
Yeah, I'm seeing this pretty intense menu from a place, SugarRushMarshmallows.com. It's in the Orlando area. Handcrafted confections. They got all kinds of fancy shit. Someone put this link in the chat. So maybe check this out. Maybe they'll fucking deliver. Sheila, you don't know. Now you recon. You report back. Let's know what the fuck is up. Oh god damn it! I can't post links in the chat. Fuck.
Post it in the podcast chat, and I'll share it.
So stupid.
Yeah, I've never been super into marshmallows. Like, I enjoy them, but they kind of all taste the same to me.
Which is why I'm suddenly very into the. Whoa, these pictures are not bad. Interesting.
All right,
What the
Kelly,
how the
what
fuck
do you
make a
mean?
marshmallow?
What do you mean by you're not into marshmallows? Like, are you talking like just plain marshmallows? Are you talking like fire roasted marshmallows and s'mores? Like, do you not like Rice Krispie treats?
No, I like
Pepsi
them, but like
marshmallows?
I
Would
don't
you like?
go nuts over marshmallows like some people do.
Well, yeah, because they're not nuts. It's marshmallows.
Let me fucking
Okay,
blow your wig back for a
this
second.
this one that Lee linked has a peanut butter and jelly marshmallow. It's a grape marshmallows with organic natural peanut butter stuffed.
That's almost got to be it.
That's got to be.
Yeah, but
Got to be it.
I don't remember no organic.
Yeah, because that's the part that probably makes this not okay. Jose.
That's the breaking point.
Didn't nobody sign up for no hippie barefoot peanut butter?
Okay, real quick. Rice Krispie treats, okay? But instead it's Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, I've done.
Oh, those are amazing.
I've
I
done.
love those.
It's fucking incredible.
I've done Count Chocula Rice Krispie treats, Frankenberry Christmas
Ooh.
treats, and Crunchberry Rice Krispie treats. Like,
Suddenly I want some blueberry in this motherfucker.
But I think Fruity Pebbles will be the best replacement for Rice Krispie treats because they're smaller bits, and there's the problem with some of the bigger cereals is there's more surface area to cover.
You got to make sure, the saturation's got to
Right,
be just so.
right. So it's more like you're just sticking a bunch of Count Chocula together instead of with Fruity Pebbles or Rice Krispie treats where it's just marshmallow and crunch combined all in one bite. Am I fucking boring you, Lee?
I'm really tired. I'm sorry.
He said, "Oh God."
I barely slept in a week. I'm sorry.
401 episodes of this shit.
We've been doing this for how many months? Just once a month.
I fucked up my mute. I fucked up my yawn into the mic. Oh,
Just on it.
fucking hashtag professional. Let's take a break. I'm tired.
Yeah, let's do that.
He's not coming back.
Let's take a break and come back with the most uplifting news segment we've ever had.
Oh boy.
On the podcast. So we're back in a minute. Love you kids. Bye. Ripped Apparel is your one-stop shop for limited edition t-shirts featuring all the crap that you already like anyway. Every day you're going to see 3 new limited edition designs available only for 24 hours. That's just a single day. After that, they're gone forever. And best yet, if you want to check them out, buy a little something, they're going to throw a little kickback to us, your folks, your friends here at the Popcast. So go to PanelsOnPages.com, click that banner at the top of the page, or on the sidebar at pcn.PanelsOnPages.com, or you can just update your bookmark, check it out on your phone every single morning. That's what I do. Ripped, that's RIPT.PanelsOnPages.com. T-shirts start at just $10 and they'll kick us a little something every time. Help us keep the lights on, help us keep the podcast going, help us keep the site up, and gets you a pretty cool t-shirt, man. Cool swag, cool shirts, good people, good deals from your favorite podcast. So check it out. Ripped.PanelsOnPages.com. 24-hour limited edition t-shirts that are pretty damn awesome. Check it out. And now back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
I forgot to mention we were talking peanut butter and jelly marshmallows. The wife and I went out for all-you-can-eat wings last night, and one of the flavors that they added to their menu of wings was peanut butter and jelly. And I tried them, and they were pretty good.
Where the hell did you go that had all-you-can-eat wings?
It's a local place called Gators Dockside. It's a little chain, and we've been getting all-you-can-eat wings there for years.
That sounds magical.
Monday nights, and it was $14, so it's not cheap. But
I can fucking destroy some wings for $14.
Yeah, but like 10 wings are normally, I think, $10. So if you get more than one plate, then you're already doing all right. But one of my favorite flavors that they have is a Thai peanut. So I think they just took the Thai peanut and threw some extra grape jelly on that shit, and I was like, "Here you go." It's pretty
like there.
Pretty
jelly.
Pretty good. Apparently, Sean Hannity has given Roy Moore 24 hours to prove he didn't sexually assault teenage girls. How are you supposed to do that?
That seems like a trap.
Yeah.
Him saying, between this interview that I did and the inconsistent answers, between him saying, I never knew this girl, and then that yearbook comes out.
Oh, he signed her yearbook?
24 hours.
Yeah.
You must immediately and fully come up with a satisfactory explanation for your inconsistencies that I just showed. You must remove any doubt. If you can't do this, then Judge Moore needs to get out of this race. This country has way too many issues and problems. The American people deserve 100% truth and honesty. We need...
From Fox News. Sean Hannity, social justice warrior. Who'd have thunk it?
Like, it won't fucking matter. Like, there's a segment of the dirtbag population in there that are like, yeah, okay. So what?
Yeah.
Better him than a liberal fucktard.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Don't want one of those liberal elites in the office, you know? Rather have a kid diddler. My uncle was a kid diddler. His uncle before him was a kid diddler. I'll be a kid diddler someday. I come from a line of kid diddlers.
It's the family business. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
So
my pappy used to play them little boys like a fiddle.
So
Speaking of, blow on their ass like they was recorders.
I made a special news intro for this week. Ooh. And we might be able to use it in the future, depending on this climate.
I'll bet I hope not.
Who lives in the east neath the willow tree? Sexual harassment. Panda, who explains sexual harassment to you and me? Sexual harassment. Panda, don't say that, don't touch there, don't be nasty, says the silly bear. He's gonna tell you what's right and wrong. Sexual harassment, Panda.
There we go.
Good pull. Good pull.
So, Uncle Eddie Berganza,
Uncle Eddie,
was finally brought down this week. While we were losing our shit about the lack of coverage over Lucas Siegel, which we will get to later, Bleeding Cool got the tip that Bleeding Cool got the tip that Eddie Berganza was going around DC saying, I don't know, guys. I hear BuzzFeed is writing an article about me.
Gotten down the hatches.
Yeah, they might.
Let's hire Bendis.
Yeah, they might have contacted me for a comment. There might be a full expose coming out in the next couple of days. Just wanted everybody to know this. And then
remember all that shit I pulled? Well,
remember all those mouths I put my tongue in?
Yeah.
Fucking.
And then
the bill comes due, assholes.
Not long after that, BuzzFeed News came out
Or
with
like the Bill Cosby comes dudes.
Yeah. Came out with their article, The Dark Side of DC Comics. Really well written, looks great. Not an autoplay ad in sight.
Not an autoplay ad in sight, not an embedded tweet in sight.
Right, yeah, like actual like journalism, writing, not just images and embedded tweets.
Yeah, imagine that.
Hey guys, it's Chad from CPI. I just wanted to ask, what's journalism?
10 things I don't know about journalism. Number 1. What's a source?
I lost my AP style book.
Maybe I could use this How to Draw the Marvel Way. So
this article is great. This article is great, and as a result, we had first he was suspended, and then ultimately he was fired.
Yeah. Why even bother with the suspension?
Yeah, and like.
So he gets suspended for that. I eat cheese, I get fired automatically.
Exactly.
But also, like, a lot of the headlines were, Eddie Berganza, or they don't even name it, so like, DC editor fired after sexual harassment allegations. Like,
no, because the allegations are 5 years old.
Yeah, DC editor promoted after sexual harassment allegations. Yes. So that's the headline. Yeah. He was fired after BuzzFeed wrote an article about it.
Yeah,
there's a very big difference.
Yeah, he was fired because BuzzFeed wrote an article about it in this climate. In this day and age, that's exactly why he got fired. And for all intents and purposes, people say that he's been well behaved for 5 years. And I was saying this before the show. He's been well behaved. He hasn't done anything, even though they've sequestered him from all women in DC. He's behaved himself. He hasn't stuck his finger down anybody's throat. He hasn't slapped anybody's ass. But in this day and age, you got to go, bro. Like, you had a good run, Uncle Eddie, but you're a sacrificial lamb, and most likely deserving of that sacrificing.
But that's the thing, though, too, is that remember the last time we talked about this guy in any kind of context was a story that got posted somewhere, probably within our little circle of the internet.
It was bleeding cool. It was bleeding cool.
It's bleeding cool. Like, it's a thing that was known, but he didn't get fired then because no one outside of comics was bleeding cool. But like, he was at the time some of this shit was going around. He was the group editor for the Superman books,
right?
And so the solution that DC had was, let's not put any women in the Superman books.
Yeah. He's
like,
a fucking
in the Superman office. That'll be fine. So like, I have nothing to back this up except for that story. But like, maybe the reason he's been on the up and up for 5 years is because he hasn't been around a woman in 5 years.
Right. He's on the masthead of Metal.
Yeah.
Like, he's working on some of the top DC books.
Yeah, he was like a fucking bigwig up there.
But you got to go, man. You got to go. Like, if you have harassed in the past or harassed currently, I'm sorry, but you no longer get to keep your job at this point. And it's just a seismic shift. It might not be quote unquote fair that you're losing your job over something that happened a few years ago, but we gotta clean house on everybody.
Same goes to all you illegal cheese eaters.
Oh my God, that sounds like a slur. Jesus Christ.
Bleeding Cool. A lot of articles came out about this stuff, but Bleeding Cool ran an article about PR executive Molly McIsaac.
Yes,
she worked at DC for a bit.
I may not be correct, but I believe Molly McIsaac was one of the chicks that was hanging out with Ben Templesmith when he tried to buy our cooler.
Maybe. Maybe. And she put some tweets out, you know, people talked about, but then she kind of followed up with the writer of this article and some highlights, some notable moments. And when she says that he pulled some shit with her literally every time that he saw her.
Right.
Over the course of like 4 years. And so notable moments, quote, rubbing his penis against me while we were both standing at the bar. Always grabbing, smacking, making weird comments about my ass or the size of it. Asking extremely invasive questions about my sexual experience and preferences, making inappropriate comments about my physical appearance, how I would be in bed, etc. She fucking just gave her an unsolicited foot massage, which that's terrible. Yeah, and then this one is like
someone who gave someone a foot massage.
He was constantly saying talk about your writing career because I wanted to write for comics, blah blah blah. He always say, "Let's go to my hotel room and discuss him. I have a nice whiskey up there." I never went with him. When I followed up by email, he would say, "I don't have an opening for a writer right now, but maybe if you met up with me." If I hugged him hello or goodbye, he would kiss my neck or whisper weird things about how good I felt.
Oh,
that's so fucking gross. So gross.
Apparently, Amy Chu was doing a Poison Ivy miniseries for DC Comics. It wasn't going to be under Uncle Eddie, but then it was. So she essentially wrote him into the story as a sexual harasser.
That's kind of baller.
It is. It is. I mean, and if that's all you could really do at the time, then good on you, Amy Chu. The fucking craziest, best thing that's coming out of this whole Eddie Berganza thing is...
Oh, shit. I read that Poison Ivy. It was really good.
The Daily News, the New York Daily News, on their cover, this was Saturday, they did a cover story, and they called it Perv Nation, Wave of Charges Against Powerful Sickos Floods U.S. And the Perv Nation headline is surrounded by what's essentially mugshots of all the top pervs that have been outed in the past few weeks. So we've got Harvey Weinstein, Brett Ratner, Jeremy Piven, Louis C.K., Gary Goddard, Kevin Spacey, Dr. Larry Nassar, Roy Moore, Richard Dreyfuss. I can't read this one.
Richard Dreyfuss?
Richard Dreyfuss apparently...
Yeah, they called Dreyfuss out.
Forced himself on somebody in the 70s or 80s. Jan Wenner and Eddie Berganza.
You know what we need? Any artists listening? We need a Days of Pervs Past cover.
Oh, God. I get it. I get it.
Those guys are kind of rad.
But, like, how fucking crazy is it that as of, 3 weeks ago, nobody outside of the comics industry knew who the fuck Eddie Berganza is, and now he's, second row from the top on the biggest pervs in the entertainment and, basically the biggest pervs in the U.S.
Well, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But imagine before he got the call from BuzzFeed.
Oh, man.
Eddie was probably like, all right, a few years have gone by. I haven't seen a woman in a while. I behaved myself real nice.
Hey, now I got my mouse pad here.
Yeah.
With hits on the end to support my wrist. It's fun. It's cute.
And then BuzzFeed calls, and then 2 days later, he's on the cover of the New York Daily News under the headline Perv Nation.
Yeah, probably a bit of a roller coaster from Uncle Eddie.
He
seems like the kind of guy that his mouse pad is one of those where it looks like a woman, and then the two bumps you rest your wrist on are boobs.
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you guys not hear each other?
You guys have been stealing each other's jokes.
Like, literally, Lee did that to Kelly earlier, and Kelly just did it back to Lee. Or are you just getting him back? This next story, speaking of Brett Ratner.
This is gross.
We all knew the story about Brett Ratner jerking off in front of Olivia Munn while holding a shrimp cocktail, right?
No.
Oh,
I forgot about that, but now, yes.
Yeah, she recounted a story in her book about a producer, which, it was later implied that it was Brett Ratner, was, in his trailer or whatever, and she was in there, and he was naked and jerking off and eating a shrimp cocktail.
Oh, I do remember that.
So
now.
apparently on the set of X-Men The Last Stand, which Brett Ratner directed, Ellen Page was there, and she was standing next to an older woman, and he said something to the effect of, "You should fuck her so that she realizes she's gay." And this is like one of the first big cast get-togethers.
And also, Ellen Page was 18 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm. And he essentially outed her.
Right. And you know.
And Anna Paquin corroborates it. There's a bunch of stories about him.
She's like, yeah, I was that older actress. That fucking happened.
Making flappy pussy comments about women as they passed, like, Video Village. He tried to get Ellen Page to wear a t-shirt that said Team Ratner on it, and she was like, "No, I am not on your fucking team." And then
Ellen Page, by the way, is fucking awesome.
You know, since we're on the topic of Ellen Page, you know, this week is all sexual harassment news, but she's been cast in an Umbrella Academy adaptation, which I believe is Netflix.
Yeah, she'll be perfect in that.
Netflix. She's going to be the white violin. Which, man, I love Umbrella Academy. Love it so much.
It's so good.
So this story came out this week about Brett Ratner that Gal Gadot said she will only return to the Wonder Woman sequel if Warner Brothers gets rid of Ratner, because Ratner's Rat Pack, a Rat Pack Dune, co-produced Wonder Woman, Justice League, and they're supposed to co-produce Wonder Woman 2. Apparently, Warner Brothers said that this story is not true, but Gal has a history of publicly dissing Brett Ratner because he's a scumbag. Like, she was supposed to talk at some event honoring him. She was like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm Wonder Woman." And then
that's kind of baller.
And then
that's awesome.
There's this video. Like, I would much rather believe the story that she said Brett Ratner is gone or I'm gone.
Well, I followed it down the line like it's a page 6 thing,
right? Which is a tabloid,
and the article is like, you know, a source tells us. So
sure.
It's like not credited at all. And my whole thing, I read that, my first reaction was, "Oh, that's fucking dope." But then my second thought was, "Shit, that might not be legal. Like, is that extortion? I don't know how that fucking works. Like, is that a thing you can do? I don't know."
I mean, if you look at it as like
comfortable,
as a hostile work environment.
Yeah, maybe.
And she might not have a contract for Wonder Woman 2 yet. Oh, well, she probably does. They've signed her for fucking 6 pictures. Who am I kidding?
Right.
But I do like the idea of Gal being, like, the woman right now just to fuck dudes up. She is. She's the brightest. She's the brightest star of the year in the biggest movie of the year. If she were to make an ultimatum like that, and I were DC or Warner Brothers, I would do whatever she asks. Like, you want me to murder Brett Ratner in the streets? I will do that.
Yeah, especially if you have the sexual harassment scandals coming at you through DC and now through your movies.
Right.
Like Warner.
Yeah. At that point, shit-canning Ratner would only be a win for them.
And I believe Ratner has denied. A lot of these dudes are denying things. Like Louis C.K. eventually came out and admitted to it, even though
was the thing.
What? Say again?
A lot of them aren't, though.
Right. And what I was thinking about is, you know, Louis C.K. came out after months and months of denying it, and once the story came out, he admitted to it, and essentially career over. You're done. Harvey Weinstein admitted to most things. Okay, career over. You're done. But denying it, like, I believe Piven denied a bunch of shit. Brett Ratner denied a bunch of shit. Like, George Takei is denying. If you don't accept the, it's tough because you want people to admit their faults, but as soon as they admit their faults, they're getting ostracized, which rightfully so. But if you deny it, you can kind of, it seems like you're able to skate by. Maybe not. I mean, time will tell.
That's the thing. Time will tell, and if shit like this thing with Gal Gadot that may or may not have had happened does start happening, and people like, I mean, look, you fucking need a female lead in your movie, show, whatever, you know, and everyone says this shitbird is bad news. Well, I don't want to be in your fucking show. Like, enough of that. If enough of that happens, they have no choice but to start cleaning house.
Yeah. Ezra Miller and Gal Gadot interviewed each other, promoting Justice League, and Ezra Miller has dyed his eyebrows blue, and apparently has come super out of the closet, which sucks because I don't like him. I don't like his face. But now I feel like since he's gay, like I gotta like pull back on my Ezra Miller hate a little bit.
Nah, he's still kind of skeevy looking.
He's gross. So let me pull up this video of Ezra Miller interviewing Gal Gadot.
To like the idea of the turning of the tides and how the last couple thousand years of human history have been so male dominated in a way that has not always served us. Clearly, here we are on the brink of destruction. And so I wonder if you would say something for me. Would you say into the camera, heteropatriarchy, your wrath upon this world is over?
Oh my God.
I want it so bad. Heteropatriarchy, your wrath upon this world is over. Heteropatriarchy. It's like straight men ruling everything. Heteropatriarchy.
I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, you do your thing.
She says, fuck you, I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Misogynist, sexist.
Oh, hold on, sorry.
Sexist.
Sorry.
Heteropatriarchy.
I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, you do your thing. You find a way.
Misogynist, sexist.
Yes.
Your wrath upon this world is over.
She looked right into the camera for that.
It's the greatest moment of my life.
Oh, she is just the best. Remember when we weren't completely sold on her? We were silly. We were silly back then. I mentioned George Takei. Woo. George Takei has denied it. He was accused of essentially roofing this dude and then trying to pull his pants down and
roofing him, at the very least, doing some shit when he's passed out.
Right, and trying to gobble up on him.
Yeah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool.
It's not. We're just in that area now where you kind of gotta believe most, if not all, of these allegations. Even though this guy's not a woman, the whole hashtag believe women thing. And I wouldn't put it past George Takei.
No?
I wouldn't. Like, he's not the most... He's been on Stern a lot, is my point. He's not the most family-friendly, prim and proper, buttoned up.
No. He's definitely not.
Well, that doesn't make you a serial blower.
It doesn't. I'm just working things out in my head. And he has kind of become this internet meme, essentially. And
he
it's
basically is a meme.
Yeah, and it's tough to reconcile that with allegations like these.
It's so tough though, man, because like it's also like the 80s gay club scene.
Right. Yeah, like this it sounded like a scene out of fucking Boogie Nights.
It really does. It was like, I just imagine like the party they were at before they went back to his place. I just imagine everyone just doing coke and fucking like just, being crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe that's me projecting, but like that truly was a different world.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right.
No.
Because if this guy fucking feels like he was like, all victimized at all, like, that's not cool. But that's a context thing, big time. So I can actually almost kind of imagine being George Takei, but like, what the fuck? I don't even know this guy. But
and if you
it's one of those things where like you want to believe him, but you also have to wonder. It's like, well, is he just trying to get his piece? You know what I mean? Because like no one else's step has come out yet for Takei. And he like just there was no wishy-washy. I didn't do this. He was just like, no, that wasn't me.
Right. He basically
that
said
wasn't a thing I did.
He basically said he didn't remember the
number.
New phone. But it's like Lee, you said before the show when talking about Kreisberg, you're like, maybe something was taken out of context, but then 19 people came forward to accuse him.
Yeah.
Kelly's point being that it's just the one dude right now. You know, if that dog piles a little bit, then you know we've got to. We talked about patterns last week.
Yeah, patterns is important, and also like just not to say that not to say that it didn't happen, not to say this guy didn't feel what he felt, or whatever, but maybe George Floyd was gonna fucking get some and misread the situation too. Like that's a possibility.
You know, 5 years ago when we would talk about topics like this, I feel like I was definitely on the wrong side of history for a lot of stuff because some of these stories would come out, not necessarily stories about sexual assault, but stories about Mark Miller loves putting rape in his comics, or
he does.
This Starfire cover is too sexy. Looking back, I feel like I was on the wrong side of history. Even though at the time I feel I was right, it's definitely it's emblematic of a systematic problem. And maybe back then, if you told me that George Takei tried blowing some dude while he was passed out in 1980, my response would have probably been, come on, there's got to be like a statute of limitations on that. Like if he's behaved himself in the past 20 years, give the guy a break. But then, you got the Kevin Spacey thing. It's you can't. There's no statute of limitations on this anymore. Right now, in this current time in the universe, if you have in this climate, if you have sexually harassed or assaulted someone ever, you have to atone for it.
See, that's a tough one though, because like I don't know that no matter what it is, aside from like like rape or murder, I don't know that any one person should be defined by a single mistake.
True.
You know what I mean? Like if you in 2017, you're fucking doing what you're doing, you got a wife and 2 kids, but at a party in 84 you grab the chick's ass, that makes you a piece of shit forever? I don't know. That's
only if it's ongoing. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if you do one fucking shitty thing in your 20s, who didn't do shitty things in their 20s, right? Like you do one shitty thing in your 20s, and like it fucking haunts you into your 60s. That's kind of fucked up.
Well, if you go back to the Kevin Spacey story, like, did more than that one story come out about Kevin Spacey?
I think it kind of has.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And also, like, wasn't that guy
was
like
an underage
14?
kid.
Wasn't that him like a 14-year-old kid? Like that.
Right. Sure.
Yeah. Now that shows a predatory kind of going after people when anything that has to do with underage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like there is no statute of limitations.
Yeah. So like
there's
rape,
still
stuff,
something
and murder. Let's say that. Yeah, I forgot to throw that in there, but you're totally right. Yeah,
if you went after somebody that's underage 30 years ago, there's a good chance you still dig underage. You might not have had the balls to like go try to get one again, but
you might
be hiding your search history.
You might still be banned from a few malls and high schools, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're definitely not allowed to live next to a school
sometime, hypothetically speaking. And don't misunderstand. I'm not like defending anybody's shitty behavior, but
it is to somewhat a degree, case by case, time.
Yeah,
and what's happened since.
And I think you're totally right, Nice, in that it's patterns.
Yeah.
Because again, you get drunk and grab one chick's ass at the party. Yeah, dick move, but that doesn't make you a monster. If you do that every fucking time you go out, that's what makes you a monster. That's not all right.
But I will not be surprised if more than a few more stories come out about George Takei. And if they don't, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sulu. I jumped to conclusions, but in this climate,
you owe him one.
Yeah, and if they don't, that still doesn't make this okay, but it makes him maybe not a monster.
So we mentioned Andrew Kreisberg, who is the producer for DC television, the CW shows. I believe he's got Supergirl, Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and did I say Arrow? And Arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a rough one. This one hurt because I've seen that guy on interviews or whatever. He seemed like a good guy. And
yeah, when you said that, when I linked it in the Popcast chat, and you said, "Oh, he seemed like a good guy," I read it sarcastically. Just because,
and like, just don't know what people are fucking doing. And again, this is one of those. This is the one where it's like immediately thereafter, it's like 19 people came forward. I'm like, oh god, because again, could have been a one-off thing. Maybe he said some shit one time he shouldn't have. That's not what this is. That's not what this is at all.
He has been suspended. I don't know if they've done anything more than that for sexual misconduct. 19 complaints from men and women.
Because again, sexual misconduct not as bad as eating cheese.
My guess is that with the I would guess division he's in of corporate WB, there's gonna be more of a investigation before they make their final decision.
Yeah, that's what sounds like it's happening. Yeah.
Kreisberg told Variety, "I have made comments on women's appearances and clothes in my capacity as an executive producer, but they were not sexualized. Like many people, I've given someone a non-sexual hug or kiss on the cheek." He denies that any inappropriate touching or massages occurred. Oh, with the massaging, God, everybody.
Don't massage. How about this? Unless you're a fucking trained masseuse at your job where you're a masseuse, don't fucking massage people. How about that?
Unless it's your girlfriend, husband, boyfriend, or wife.
Yeah. Or you're Tom Brady.
Stop. Don't do that shit.
Because there is also that side.
A woman reports that when a female coworker walked into his presence, he said, "Wow, you look so tired that I don't even want to have sex with you anymore." Oh my God! Jesus!
Like I can see from like a dude just saying that and being like, "This is gonna be hilarious. This joke is gonna land so good. Everyone's gonna laugh. I'm gonna do a victory lap. I'm gonna get up and just high five everyone in the room. It's gonna be great."
The same quote says that the woman's children were present and heard the
Holy
remark.
fucking shit!
Oh,
Jesus!
She did that shit in front of her kids.
Now let me reiterate. I mentioned
and then he tried to high five her son.
Yo, give me dap, homie. I said this last week, and
burn, right, kid?
We've done now 401 episodes of this show, and we've said some awful shit.
Of course.
In private, when hanging out with each other, especially me and Jose, over the past 20 years that we've known each other, we've said some awful, horrible shit.
Oh,
but
I said some.
I mean, we've all said
Make-A-Wish kids this past weekend.
We've all said something terrible. That then we decide to double down and do the high five victory lap, and then you get asked to leave the party. We've all done that. No, just me. All right.
But you know what? I don't do that. I don't do that at work.
No.
I don't do it at work. It's never at work.
This reminds me of one story, and I'm not going to mention any names. But let's say this guy worked at this restaurant, and he was talking to some dude, and they were talking about this chick that worked with him, and he was like, "Oh man, yeah, she's got some fucking sweet big old tits. I'd like to suck on them or whatever." And then the other dude was like, "That's my girlfriend." And the first guy was like, "Oh, sorry."
Who just goes around telling people they're gonna suck on boobs?
I might not be getting the story correct, but I don't want to implicate anyone.
I'm the only one that worked here at a restaurant.
I didn't say it was someone on the. I didn't say it was someone on the show. Well, since you just implicated yourself, how did the story go? It's a good story. It's a good story.
Not in this climate.
No. So how'd it go?
So we were just talking, and
I don't know that I do know, Jose.
I made a comment, about a certain girl, thinking like he would come back and be like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And then I said something else that was kind of dirty. And he's like, "That's my girlfriend. We're dating."
And then we shot their wedding video.
so
it was all good.
You know,
all good.
It's all good. We worked it out. We hugged it out.
A lot of the stars of these shows, of the CW shows, have come out and be like, "Yeah, this sucks. Fuck this guy." Supergirl commented. Arrow commented. And they're all saying the right things. Except for Mark Guggenheim.
Except for Mark Guggenheim.
Who says, "Sorry, but no, reverse sexism isn't the answer. Painting all men with the Weinstein brush isn't the answer."
It's not what they're doing, Mark. Not what they're doing.
And that was in response to Conan O'Brien's tweet, "I'm ready for the all-female reboot of America." That is an interesting stance to take on a funny tweet there, Mark Guggenheim. And Mark Guggenheim is he's the brains behind the writer's room of the X-Men, right? The X-Men movies. Is that correct?
I don't know about that. I know he writes some X-Men comics.
Yeah,
comics. Okay, comics. Sorry.
And he wrote a lot of Arrow episodes.
Yeah. Guggenheim. He was a showrunner of one of those shows, isn't he?
He wrote the Civil War tie-ins for Wolverine. When he fought Nitro.
There's just.
Yeah, I like that actually.
There's just so many sexual harassment.
I do enjoy his work. It's he seems to be a fuck.
Let's see. Another woman says that she was asked in the presence of one other woman to lie on Kreisberg's office floor while he assumed a push-up stance over her. Then he asked her to pretend to choke him.
Yo.
It was for research, he said. I didn't feel like I need a right to say this is weird. The woman recounts that he mimed having sex with a copy machine once when she got another woman in the room. She quit over this behavior and the atmosphere it created.
Dude,
so he says, it's not uncommon in the writer's room is that we act out what we want production to film, Kreisberg says. There was never any sexual intent or overtones. And now, like, in context, I can almost see that. Maybe. But, like, if that was the only thing,
right?
Like, you know, like, so we're writing the scene, like, so, like, something kind of like this. Lie down. Let me show you. Like, and, like, you know, there was that. Like, if that was the only thing, whatever. Might not be any fire there. But then
the kids were in the room.
And he just humped a dude for no apparent reason, which, again, we know a guy who did that, too.
I had to elbow somebody for that.
So gross.
Have dudes forgotten about internet porn and jerking off in private? Like that's my kink. I'm sorry.
Jerking off in private is awesome, you guys.
Yeah, dude, it's the best.
It's
like
really
the best shit you can do.
It's really good. Like, you open up a bunch of tabs and you just find that right moment, and you know what? It doesn't infringe on anyone's rights, or
you open them all up in separate windows, like the Mac computer.
Yeah.
My thing is sitting front row at a beauty show.
Oh my God! Someone. It was after the Louis C.K. shit. A woman tweeted, retweet if you've ever been forced to watch a man jerk off against your will. And I tweeted it at Jose. I was like, Jose, huh? This applies to you, does it not?
Well, actually, before that, it applies to you, too. In front of the Dwayne Reed. The guy jerking off talking about blowing up the Pentagon.
True. Oh, man.
I wonder what happened to that guy.
I'm sure he's doing great.
Did he ever get that Pentagon?
We were, I think it was Friday night. We were, eating a couple pieces. Maybe it was Thursday night. Eating a couple pieces of pizza on the corner in New York, and as the city just breathed around us and just this living monolith. And man, they got some mental health issues in New York. Definitely, it's just a lot of people living on top of one another, and
ain't good. It's not good.
The crazies just walk the streets.
LA too.
This one dude fucking shoulder checked me at one point and was like chasing down this couple, just talking shit to him the entire time.
Yeah, he was heckling people on the street.
Yeah. And we passed him one more time, and I saw him coming. And I was like, "Oh man, if he tries to check me one more time, I'm gonna knock his ass into the street." I was gonna launch his fucking ass. So, Ron Richards, does that name mean anything to you guys?
Reed Richards' cousin,
Uncle Ron.
But it doesn't.
Ron Richards was hired by Marvel as VP Managing Editor of New Media this week.
I saw that, but that means nothing to me.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a thing.
Well, apparently he is well known within the comics community of being a serial abuser and harasser.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, DC gets rid of Bonanza, Lucas Siegel, disappears into the void, and Marvel's like, hold my beer.
And everyone kind of forgot about Scott Alley, too.
I saw Scott Alley's name coming up a lot in the Lucas Siegel discussion. I do not recall that story, but we probably talked about it.
He was the dude that would, like, go around biting people at cons.
Oh, that
yes.
fucking guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that story.
He was a big ass grabber, too.
Yeah.
He'd bite just anybody. He wasn't a lady biter. He'd fucking gnaw on anybody that was around.
About Ron Richards, Kate Leth says, I guess we'll wait 3 years for the BuzzFeed article on this one to make a difference.
Yeesh.
Ooh, got him.
Nick Hanover says, I've been told by multiple people over the years that Ron Richards is an abuser and has a history of making women in the industry feel uncomfortable. Anyone who wants to talk to me about him in more depth, please reach out. Nick Hanover was on the front lines of the Lucas Siegel thing. I gotta put his name out there. I had a column open with a Lucas Siegel search on TweetDeck, and I was just keeping an eye on all the business.
Well, maybe maybe they don't know. I don't know. Maybe they don't know.
Matt Santori, I swear to God, this isn't take a penny, leave a penny, Marvel. Why would you hire Ron Richards, a known sexual harasser, now of all times? And Janelle Aslin
comments on the little announcement they put on Newsarama or whatever. First one says, they should have him CEO the X-Men line so he can get back to being good. Bear in mind, his job is about new media. Problem at X-Men. Next comment says, holy cow, this is amazing. Ron is honestly such a great guy. He totally deserves this, and Marvel is very smart for hiring him. The only other comment is a reply to that one from a Jolene Kernick, and it says, you obviously don't know him very well.
Janelle,
I would guess that second one was a post he made himself.
Right.
A
sock puppet. Janelle Aslin.
Oh, man, such a great guy.
You know what he's never done? He's never harassed anybody.
I've never seen his dick, but I heard it's like 9 inches long.
It tastes like peanut butter and jelly marshmallows.
Oh, man. Janelle
Aslin. Got a good set of choppers.
Janelle Aslin, who was part of the Lucas Siegel story that we talked about last week and was also interviewed for the BuzzFeed article about Eddie Berganza, comments, Ron Richards is a shitty human who once told me that by calling attention to representation issues at Image that I was hurting your own cause. And that's the least of it, but the rest are not my stories.
Yeesh.
I
look forward to the announcement in 2 weeks when Ron Richards is shit canned from Marvel.
IGN issues statement regarding alleged treatment of 2 employees. Apparently, their whole office went on strike because of some of the sexual harassment issues at IGN.
And this is kind of weird. We talked about that a little bit before the show, and we even talked a little bit kind of between last week and this week about how, like, what if, some of these dudes legit don't know what they're doing is fucked up. Like, what if they're just broken or misinformed? Like, what if they're not predators? What if they're just ignorant and fucking stupid? Right? I mean, there's a possibility for that to exist, right? There's a possibility. And this is one of those, like, this one lady tells about her, kind of sexual harassment story, her experience at IGN. About this fucking dude, what's his name? Vincent Ingenito, which, if we're going to be harassed by a guy, it might as well be a guy named Vincent Ingenito.
Well, way to get a job at IGN, Vince Ingenito.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so he kind of responds with this kind of series of texts himself, or tweets himself, saying like, look, this is like a legit kind of shock to me. But like, I remember basically the gist of it is like, I remember hearing someone at the office say that she'd come forward with some complaints, and I was really surprised. Like, I always kind of felt like our relationship was on the up and up, but I did everything I could to try to make it right. Here, let me send you some fucking screenshots from my phone, and it's him texting her, but like, hey, like, did I miss something? I don't really know, like, what I do that was so wrong. What's going on? And she wouldn't give me any kind of specifics. He's like, we went to HR, and I kind of tried to give her a wide berth after that. I didn't really bother. Like, I thought we were friends. I'm sorry. I really felt bad about it. Like, for what it's worth, seems kind of genuine in his, apology or whatever. And like, again, the screenshots are what they are. Like, so like, maybe you didn't know, but then you read what she said that you did, and like, how do you not fucking know? Like, how do you not know that that's okay? That's not all right, man. Like, so gross. Says to a woman at the workplace, you need a real man. When I was your age, I could go all night. I just want one more night like that, as he put his hand on her arm.
Oh.
No, that's not fucking okay.
And had a lot of discussions about the Louis C.K. stuff this week, and about how, most of these incidents, he asked first if he could jerk off in front of them. But it doesn't take into account the power dynamic, and also the fact that a lot of the times he did that, it was at work.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You're at work. Stop.
Be doing that at work.
Or like at the grocery store, or like anywhere real. Like, don't take your dick out if you're around other people, unless they're like, hey bro, let me see your dick. And even then be like, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, don't do it at the grocery store. That's a bad place for that.
Don't do it. Don't do that. Like, let's see real quick. Hey Chad. Hey Chad, you around?
Chad?
CBR Chad around?
CBR Chad.
Oh, hey guys, what's up? Sorry, I was asleep over there. You guys were talking about the
I know, I'm sorry. I need a list, okay? I need a list.
All right.
Give me 10 places you shouldn't pull your dick out.
Oh, okay. Top 10 places you shouldn't pull your dick out. Number 1, the mini golf course. A lot of kids. Number 2, Dick's Sporting Goods. I know it's gonna be funny because of the name and all, but don't do that. Number 3, Wendy's.
She's
Number
underage.
4, the zoo. Birds might think it's a worm. You don't want that. Number 5, the gas station's flammable. Number 6, your local barbecue restaurant. Number 7, Aldi's. Number 8, Walmart. I know it kind of seems like a place you might want to do that, and it might be cool, but you still shouldn't. Number 9, the pornography store. Think of all the things that are on the ground there. I'm losing the voice. I'm sorry. Hang on, I need to come up with a number 10.
Well, you gotta lead in with the music. That always helps you with the voice too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Hold on. And number 10, Home Depot. That started turning into Harry Carey at the end.
Harry, if the moon was made out of barbecue ribs, would you eat it? I love it.
If you want the moon, will you jerk off?
All right.
Chad on demand. Good stuff. Chad's a good guy.
So we still got 2 stories to go, but we're getting towards the end here. So remember last week when we talked about Lucas Siegel and how no one had covered it, and that was Tuesday, the 7th, and the story broke November 2nd, or like it hit on Twitter November 2nd, and nobody had written a story about it by Tuesday the 7th. Thursday the 9th happens, and the Louis C.K. story breaks. While I'm keeping an eye on the Lucas Siegel thing the entire time. No article, no article, no article. Louis C.K. story breaks, and I start mentioning all of the top sites that should be covering this. So Louis C.K., he gets an article in the New York Times, and
7 minutes after she hits the fan.
Yeah, and what's happening? Still no story on Lucas Siegel. And some of the responses were super interesting, especially the Outhousers, who was like, Louis C.K. is a international TV movie star, and Lucas Siegel is a former comics journalist. I don't know. Maybe that's why. I was like, okay, so what you're saying is it's not worth doing a story on because he's not a big enough name. Whatever. But eventually, I was able to... I feel like this was my doing. Or our doing.
You hassled him for a while.
I hassled a lot of people, and I feel...
I was in there at the beginning, but I couldn't do it anymore. I knew nothing. I could they just weren't going to listen to me.
I feel like I at the very least guilted the Beat into publishing a story about it, because by that night, the Beat published a story, Comics Beat, and the title is "Comics Journalist Scrubbed from StarWars.com Following Allegations of Sexual Misconduct." And how weird is it that they led with the StarWars.com part of it?
Because it's like the more relevant thing, I guess.
I guess, like, that didn't even, when I was looking into it, that didn't even register, because somewhere, either on one of his social media profiles or something, he had a link to StarWars.com, and I would click on it, and it would 404 on me. And I didn't think anything of it. But I guess the story is that, allegedly, Star Wars had already gotten rid of him by the time, you know, I was harassing people about this story. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't use that word. Needling people about this story. So what does Heidi McDonald from Comics Beat do? She wrote 2 quick paragraphs at the top, and then copy and pasted a bunch of tweets, including...
I feel like somebody said that that's what they were probably going to... Oh, who was that?
And then later that night...
What happened later that night?
The Outhousers...
What?
Who implied that Lucas Siegel wasn't a big enough name to report on, posted a similar story, and their source was Comics Beat, and they pretty much just copy and pasted the entire Comics Beat story.
God damn it.
They copy and pasted a copy and paste. They even used the same Death Star 404 error image as their headline image. The Comics Beat story's headline is "Comics Journalist Scrubbed from StarWars.com Following Allegations of Sexual Misconduct." The Outhousers is former journalist Lucas Siegel erased from StarWars.com after sexual misconduct allegations.
Well, that's different.
Oh my god. How about the headline is former CBR former Newsarama and comicbook.com editor Lucas Siegel accused of sexual misconduct.
Yeah,
How about that? And then finally today, I believe, yesterday, late last night, Bleeding Cool posted their story. Bleeding Cool did get back to me when I was getting on everybody on Twitter about why they haven't posted a story. And the author, Caitlin Booth, responded, from a Bleeding Cool perspective, we've just been seriously vetting our sources. We don't want to cause any more problems for the victims. We've been, seriously researching this story. You know what Bleeding Cool does? Copy and paste a bunch of tweets. Not a whole lot of fucking editorial there. There's a little bit. There's definitely more than the CBR or the.
But
the
they
comics.
vetted those tweets.
Yeah, sure they did. There's a lot more writing in it than the Outhousers or the Comics Beat article, but I don't see nothing really that was trying to protect the victims or vetting their sources. They just got the same sources as everybody else.
And it's just this, and and their big editorial piece is, all the same shit we already know. Like, the headline is something to the effect of, Lucas Siegel is a symptom of a disease you need to cure, blah, blah, blah. Which, yeah, sure, that's great. It's fine. It's fine. But that's nothing. that's not anything. You're not saying anything.
What's the funniest part about all this and the Outhousers and Bleeding Cool being resistant to, rushing to print these stories is that in the meantime, Bleeding Cool, Outhousers posted 19 different articles about Eddie Berganza.
Yeah. I'm just curious.
Still nothing from CBR, Newsarama, the Mary Sue, for all I know.
I did a quick copy and paste on my own eyes, and you wanted to know how intense that vetting and research process was for Bleeding Cool.
Yeah.
About 479 words worth. 479 words amidst a shitload of embedded tweets that in no way go out of the way to protect the victim like they said they did.
Right.
It's just... Ooh, God damn it.
And, like, what protection does the victim need when the victims publicly called him out?
Yeah.
On Twitter,
the victims are being brave as fuck.
Yeah, they got their big girl pants on. Like, you
exactly.
You don't want to cause
halfway.
You don't want to cause any more harassment for them, but really, like, it's out there.
Yeah, they open the door to that, like, by fucking
Not to
having
say
the balls to step
not
up
to
and
say
say
they
something.
deserve harassment or getting trolled because of it, but it's out there.
But they fucking took that chance themselves, and that's good for them.
Yeah, Pandora's out of the box. You can't put Pandora back in the box.
Nope. And don't be touching Pandora's box either.
No, that shit's inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Don't rub your wiener on it either. Number 11, places you shouldn't pull out your penis. Pandora's box.
Mm-hmm.
A Mary Sue article never popped up in my Lucas Siegel feed.
That is impossible.
But I can't seem to find... I'm not seeing a Mary Sue article at all, which is just nuts.
That's kind of nuts, because that's like their fucking wheelhouse.
Maybe they're on vacation. Or they're still vetting sources.
Yeah, they're probably trying to vet the source of their headline. Gal Gadot won't sign on to Wonder Woman 2 if accused harasser Brett Ratner is involved. Good job vetting that source, everyone who posted that story.
I want to talk about this next story real bad.
Okay, let's hop right into there
because it is fucking crazy town, man.
And what's so funny is this came out in the past week, and it's such a non-story in the grand scheme of things, but it's one of the most fucked up stories of them all.
It is an incredible story. How the fuck is no one talking about it?
Former Smallville actress Allison Mack, who played Chloe, a.k.a. Gums, on Smallville, she is second in command of a sex cult under investigation for extorting, beating, and branding its members.
But they can't possibly be branding people. Bitch, they got pictures. There are pictures. It's so fucked up.
Multiple pictures of similar brandings.
That include her initials and the initials of the fucking guy who runs this self-help group. It's so dark.
They had a brand made.
That's so crazy.
So crazy.
And who's Dude? Dude is
he's just like a
self-made man.
Yeah, like a self-help guru kind of guy.
Okay, so there's
Keith Rainier is his name.
There's some brainwashing involved there too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a group called DOS, D-O-S, Secret Society for the highest-ranking female members within the self-help group NXIVM. And this story came out, and I was like, you know what? While we're at it, we need to fucking raid Scientology. Because there's probably some shit going on there.
No shit.
There is definitely some shit going on like this there, too.
Yeah. So when what's her fuck? When fucking Chloe from Smallville is in charge of this group, she's got it seems like a sex slave pyramid scheme. Like she's got a group, but then all of the
really fucked up Amway.
Yeah. A fucked up Amway where you got to bring in people for sex, and if you don't bring enough of them in, you get beaten. What in the entire fuck? Like, that is insane.
Whatever happened to just jerking it off in front of internet porn?
This guy needs to go take a dick out at work. Because, like, I'm serious. Like, if that's the if you got to do it, like, look, I'd rather that guy not even ask about it first. Just straight whip it out on the subway before you go branding people.
Yeah, if that'll keep you from beating and branding people who don't bring you enough sex slaves, then
yeah,
gotta do what we gotta do. Yeah.
Like, these pictures are fucking horrific, you guys. Like, it's pretty bad.
But barely a blip in the grand scheme of things.
Which is
You know why? Just not famous enough.
Just absolutely crazy.
This is worse than all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you combined all of that, not to say that it's all bad, but none of that compares to slavery, branding, and just straight forcing people to be in this sex cult.
If I were Eddie Berganza and I had a Twitter, I would set it up to auto-tweet the link to that story once a day.
Women group are allegedly kept on a 500 to 800 calorie a day diet because Renier likes thin women and believes fat interferes with his energy levels.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And this is all like from like ex-members. And surprisingly not, neither one of these people could be reached for comment.
I just got a text from our friend Mahoney. It says, reminder that the other friend from Smallville got into porn and is in jail, and he's no longer the weirdest ex-Smallville castmate.
Which friend
Thank
was
you,
that?
Mahoney.
Which friend was that?
I didn't watch that show.
No, it was what was his name? His friend, Smallville's friend, the black guy.
Well,
the guy that played Pete?
Yeah, I thought, didn't Pete commit suicide?
No. Pete did porn.
Okay. Oh, maybe it was. It wasn't.
He's
It was.
doing Facebook videos now, like those skits. There's one where he keeps trying to hit on like his neighbor. She's this hot chick, big butt, and he keeps hitting on her and trying to get in different positions to date her.
You know what he's not doing? Branded
bitches. Well, we don't know that.
You know, I guess you're right. Just because if you'd asked me a week ago, I'd be like, no, Chloe from Smallville isn't branding people. That's preposterous.
Was it Cyborg who killed himself?
What's that?
Yeah, Cyborg.
Maybe?
The kid who played Cyborg on Smallville died in 2013.
No shit.
I'm pretty sure we talked about that.
I thought it was Jet.
It says Lee Thompson Young. Jet, you sure?
Jet didn't play Cyborg on that?
Okay, wait. Yep, self-inflicted gunshot wound. Jet who? Jet who? From Smallville?
No, I thought the guy that played Jet Jackson was from Smallville, but he was on Finkel and Einhorn.
Oh yeah. Cyborg was on Finkel and Einhorn because that's he shot himself on set. I think it said, and he was Jet Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. It all comes full circle.
Wait. No. Jet Jackson didn't shoot himself on set.
Oh, another update from Mahoney. Martha Kent from Smallville runs a website where she dresses up ducks in lingerie.
Fucking no shit.
I'd buy that.
What the hell's her name? But she was Bev. Yeah, she was Bev in the original It.
Yeah.
Jet Jackson was played by Lee Thompson Young, who killed himself.
Yeah. But he didn't shoot himself on set.
It says, he was shooting Rizzoli and Isles. He shot himself in his apartment. My bad.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But there's the Daily Mail story that I first saw that I linked to that we talked about. Links to a pretty in-depth New York Times piece profiling one of the ladies, and it's got some fucking crazy details. Just nuts, man. Let's see. Each one was told to undress and lie on a massage table, while 3 others restrained her legs and shoulders. According to one of them, their master, a top MX IVM official named Lauren Salzman, instructed them to say, "Master, please brand me. It would be an honor."
Nope.
A female doctor proceeded to use a cauterizing device to sear a 2-inch square symbol below each woman's hip, a procedure that took 20 to 30 minutes.
You couldn't just make your own brand?
For hours, muffled screams and the smell of burning tissue filled the room.
Ugh.
This is fucking crazy.
You could have 3D printed one. Come on, it's the future.
How about a handsome necklace? Maybe a ring.
Yeah, whatever. I would like you to go steady in my crazy sex cult, please. will you wear my Letterman jacket?
Yes or no? Check one. Yeah.
But if you don't wear it, bad things happen.
Goddamn bonkers.
What is this world?
Jesus. Never would have thought her, though. Out of all the women... Well, okay, I take that back. Not all the women. Out of anybody on Smallville.
Yeah, you would have thought Kristen Crook would have been in a sex cult.
Mm-hmm. Or what's his name who played Spike?
Yeah.
Like if you said something about that guy, I'd be like, okay, I can consider it.
Spike.
He looks like he goes hard.
Who's Spike?
From Buffy, the guy that played Spike from Buffy.
Oh,
played,
James Marstars. Yeah, I got you.
Brainiac.
I got you. That's so funny. You refer to him as Spike. Did you even watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No, but I watched Smallville.
Then why didn't you call him Brainiac?
Because no one knows him as Brainiac.
If you watched Smallville, you did.
In fact, you still know him as Spike.
I actually know him as Brainiac. I didn't watch Buffy.
I never watched Buffy. I mean, I know what the characters are.
It's fucked up, man.
I didn't watch either of those shows, nerds.
Yeah.
But just, the world we live in is such that this story is not, it didn't move with a needle. What the fuck, man? It's so crazy.
This is all I gotta say. Back in the Roman days, right? There was all this like crazy, just boning everybody.
Yeah, but I feel like everyone was kind of into it.
I'm pretty sure there's probably a couple of the boys who weren't too happy about.
I mean, there's a reason why Vikings were raping and pillaging.
Yeah, and there was like slavery and everything,
Touche. I wasn't there. I don't know.
None of that stopped.
It just went underground.
None of that has stopped. There is this deep, sick world that is still out there. But there's a lot of big people in charge. There's a lot of big people involved. Oof.
With fucking absolute power corrupts absolutely, that you're telling me? Something like that?
Something like that. I'm just saying. There's all, it's fucking weird when you drive to Georgia and all you see is we're fighting sex trafficking.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't even think that was still even a thing.
To the point where they need billboards. Anti-sex trafficking billboards.
Sheesh.
But, R. Kelly's from Atlanta, isn't he? Oh, no, he's from Chicago, but I think he lives in Atlanta.
I see a lot at airports, too. Go to an airport bathroom, and it's like, there's signs in the bathroom like, hey, if someone's fucking bringing you here and you don't want them to be here, call this number.
Yeah, if you're not supposed to be at this airport right now, please.
Absolutely bonkers. It's crazy. So let's talk about comic books. Get the fuck out of here. Fun stuff.
Really, really enjoyable.
The problem with comic books is the ink comes off on your hands. Every time you turn the page, you have to wash your hands.
You enjoyed what? I missed you.
I just really enjoyed it. That's what I was saying. I really enjoyed this week.
It was good.
Looking forward to the 19 stories we can talk about next week.
Yeah.
Just before Thanksgiving. Let's give thanks to all...
Not be a monster.
Yeah.
So, what we got? So, this Spirit of Vengeance comic book came out. Issue number 2. And I really enjoy the way they draw Ghost Rider in this fucking thing. I'm always a sucker for when Ghost Rider has like his sleeves roll up and you can see just bones underneath his sleeves. I think that's fucking cool. I'll always kind of dig that. The story is very kind of generic, paint by numbers, get together to fight demons. I don't give a shit. It's fun and looks really cool. So check that out. It's fun. Or wait for the trade. Most likely. Jessica Jones 14. Purple Man is back in the mix. It's super disturbing because he spends most of the issue talking to Jessica through her kid, and that's super fucked up. And she goes through this nightmare scenario in her head of I can't kill my baby, so he's gonna have my baby kill me just so in the last minute he lets her come to and realize that my baby killed her mom. That's the thing that I would imagine he would do. What the fuck? It's just all these crazy God damn it, you guys! Fucking throwing shit in the chat on me.
Yeah, this just in. Apparently, the character of Chloe from Smallville has been introduced on Supergirl, CW's Supergirl show, and this one guy on Twitter is like, "Oh, we should get an Allison Mack guest spot on Supergirl." I don't think he's read the news lately.
Nope, don't think so.
Is
That's probably gonna
Chloe
happen.
like a legacy character, a DC character outside of Smallville?
I don't believe so. I could be wrong.
No, they brought her into the comics at some point.
Okay.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah. But Jessica Jones is good. It's good comicking. I'm gonna be sad to see it go. With Bendis leaving shit. What else? Batman Lost.
You know, it'd be cool if Bendis pulled like a CM Punk, how, you know, he dipped out with the belt and kept popping up elsewhere. Like, he just dips out with some of Marvel's characters. And he just starts writing them in the story.
Fucking write Jessica Jones in Justice League.
We have Moon Knight now.
I have a feeling we may see some very Bendis-y original characters in the next couple of years, if I had to guess. Just guessing.
Yeah.
But this
Like
Batman
Sun
Lost
Knight?
served as an interlude to the metal story and was really weird.
It was Morrison as shit.
It was super fucking Morrison.
Like, there was so many references to his run in that book.
Yeah, like totally. To the point where like
references that Morrison made. Like the weird ass Peter Milligan story from the late 80s Dark Knight, Dark City. Like the scene when like Thomas Jefferson's there and there's like, oh god, Barbados is here. Like that's what that is.
Okay, see, I had no idea. Like this,
Yeah.
there's some deep cut shit in here that not even I know about.
Because that's a weird thing that was referenced in Morrison's run, and now that was the first appearance, kind of Barbados, and then it got brought back and expanded upon in Morrison's run, and now it's being brought back here again for Metal.
And they do the thing too where they show Batman. He's kind of hopping around like his life and stuff, and but the part where he goes back in time, where he's like a Bat caveman for a minute, and I guess that's like the birth of the Bat tribe or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's the first issue of the Return of Bruce Wayne.
Right. Which I read that one before. I was like, fuck this book. I did read that one. Because man, I am not a Morrison Batman fan, but he's leaning hard into that shit right now. Hard into it. It's super weird, but I like the frame of it all, like, and the way that the story flow was pretty cool. It was neat. I wasn't mad at it. The crazy Barbados 2-page spread was just batshit bonkers.
That was cool.
And it's also in the back of that book that I learned that they're doing a sequel to that Batman Ninja Turtle crossover, and I'm excited about that because that was great. And then other Batman, the Batman 33 came out, and it's Catwoman and Batman fighting a bunch of fucking League of Assassins guys with swords. It was cool. And it's also in this issue where Alfred has to drop the bomb on the other Robins that, hey, he's not here because he's getting married to Catwoman. And they're like, the fuck? So that's all good stuff. Good time with Batman stuff. And then last thing I'm talking about real quick, just so we get the fuck out of here, is Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps 32. I got that because that Bats Out of Hell crossover with the metal.
You and everyone else.
Right. Yeah.
No one reads that book.
Right. Like, I kind of felt like a mook because there's like the minute, like it's a really good Hal Jordan story. Right. He's written very well, and like, I'm like, oh shit, is this it? Like, is this a part? Like, is Hal gonna turn the tide? Like, he's kind of doing well. He does not turn the tide. It does not go well. Like, he pulls it out for a minute, and there's a bit where he sets his ring to strobe, which is kind of awesome. Like, the part of how he fights the Dawnbreaker is actually really good. And I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna win. Oh, he didn't win. He didn't win at all. Like, he didn't even come close to winning. It's fucked up. Like, it's super fucked up. And not really related to the story, but I had a moment where I feel like I ruined the Batman Who Laughs for myself, because his design is kind of wild. He's got the fucking spiky headband and the ears, whatever.
It's just Judge Death.
Yeah, very Judge Death. Very, very Judge Death. And so, like, as such, his lips are kind of pulled back to expose his teeth, you know? That's all creepy. So, like, do me a favor. Put your pinkies inside your mouth and pull your mouth back. That means that he must talk like this, and that is not scary. I'm like, oh, man. Like, he sounds like an asshole. Like, he can't talk. He can't use his lips to say any words. Like, oh. So yeah, I hope I ruined the rest of the story for you guys, because it fucked it up for me real good. That's all I got. What do you got, Kelly?
I started reading Amazing Spider-Man again with the Legacy stuff, and it's good. It's back.
Yeah.
He's not bootleg Tony Stark anymore, so I'm happy.
I never thought of it that way until you said it, but it has kind of been bootleg Tony Stark for a while.
So now that's not that. It's a Spider-Man book, and I'm back. And then the only other thing I'll really talk about is today I read the first trade of Nom Wolf from Albatross.
Nom Wolf?
Yes, he is a werewolf in Vietnam. And that's really all you need to know.
All right.
Yeah, the Vietnam War, soldier gets drafted. As he's leaving, his dad hands him a letter. And he's like, open this, you'll know when. And then eventually there's a full moon, he gets shot by a Viet Cong, and then he turns into a werewolf and just starts wrecking house. Then later he looks at the letter, and his dad's like, hey, so you probably figured out by now if you're reading this, you're a werewolf. I'm a werewolf. Your grandpa's a werewolf. We're all werewolves. And all of us end up going to fight in a war.
Oh.
It's like, it's part of the curse.
Yeah, he did not become a werewolf until he went to war?
Yeah, he had no idea. And that's why his dad was like, I thought it skipped you, but, well, if you're reading this, I guess not.
Reminds me, Mary and I watched Teen Wolf the other night on Hulu. Love that movie.
And one of my favorite things...
where, like, the implication that the worst thing he could possibly tell his best friend is that he was gay, and the fact that he's a werewolf is, like, number 2.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, during Monster.
The 80s.
You're not telling me you're a fag, are you? I don't think I could.
No, definitely no.
I don't think I could handle that right now. Like, I don't think he was against Teen Wolf being gay. I think he was just like, he didn't have the mental bandwidth for it at that moment. Because he was looking for his stash, and then he turned into Teen Wolf, and Teen Wolf was able to find the weed. Which, I've got that power.
He's like, okay, so, like, this is kind of messed up, but, like, you know, if you was a fag, you couldn't have found that weed, so we cool. We're fine. Like, it's just so fucked up. It's a cringe-worthy moment.
Sense of smell isn't as good. Sense of fashion now.
Oh, it's nuts. So yeah, what you got, Nines? That we're talking about?
Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf, though, no lie, it was. I had a VHS when I was a kid that had Teen Wolf, Ghostbusters, Goonies, and Gremlins on it.
Straight boner jam.
Yeah, and like Ghostbusters is more culturally relevant, but I feel like Teen Wolf is damn near as perfect a movie as Ghostbusters is. But maybe,
yeah, that cringeworthy scene aside, it does hold up pretty well.
Maybe just it's my nostalgia goggles, but I love it. Like, the Michael J. Fox character in it is essentially Marty McFly, but and you want to talk about sexual awakenings? Mm-hmm. Got a blonde and a brunette in that one, and the blonde has just got baggy granny panties going on.
The most giant underwear you've ever seen.
Love it.
Giant underpants. Fucking A. Anything, Jose?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby.
Oh shit! But no, what are you watching?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Okay.
It was a joke. It was a joke. You made a joke there. You made a funny.
I'm goddamn clever as fuck.
We finished the second season. Pretty good. That, and we started watching Mom.
Oh shit!
That's pretty fucking funny.
Jose reminded me. Jose came over the other day to pick up some stuff, and we hung out for a little bit. And Mary was watching that Disjointed show on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys know about that show?
No.
It's Kathy Bates owns a medical marijuana dispensary, and it's sitcom format by Chuck Lorre, the guy who did 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, all those huge sitcoms. But it's Netflix, so also like they say motherfucker in it, but it's sitcom format with a laugh track, and it's also about weed. It's such a weird anomaly. It's in a weird I described it as, it feels like someone who knows someone who smoked pot once wrote a show about a medical marijuana dispensary, because it's just like it is really like the Big Bang Theory of pot. You know how some people complain that Big Bang Theory is a caricature of comic book fans and conventions and comic book stores. Like, there's a lot of that. There's essentially a pothead stoner hippie Sheldon in the show. Like, some of it is super cringeworthy, but then there are really cool elements in it as well. Like, the security guard is a former, I believe, Afghanistan vet, and each episode you go into his mind, and I don't know if it's supposed to visualize his PTSD or he's hallucinating because he's smoking pot or whatever, but every episode has an animated sequence where you go into his head, and each week it's different animation style, and it's just super abstract and weird. It's fucking nuts. Pretty cool. Like, those bits were some of the best bits. There's a YouTube show, and the characters are Dank and Dabby, and they're getting sponsored by the medical marijuana dispensary.
That way, it's kind of like the Last Man Standing. It reminded me of the Tim Allen show Last Man Standing, where he ran the outdoor world, and he had his little online bits that kind of played into the story.
No one else watched Last Man Standing.
also, not that bad. It's very like push the Bible and push church, and definitely had a set. Yeah.
Tim Allen's super right wing. But this Disjointed.
That's why he says that they canned him, because he stuck to his guns and wanted to keep that in the show, and they're like, it was not in this climate.
Kathy Bates has an estranged black son who went to business school, and he comes back to help her run the business, and like the last episode they get raided, and the main DEA guy is Richard Kind. So it's super sitcom-y, but then it has the weird non-sitcom elements to it.
Yeah, you start talking about it. My mom likes Kathy Bates, and she likes weed. So she's described it as shitty weeds.
No, 100%. 100%. It's almost a caricature of weeds with a live studio audience.
It's the Big Bong Theory.
I will.
Jesus, Jose.
Oh my God.
You like that?
That's solid.
Come on, that was good.
I will say, and Mary predicted it, it did get better as I got higher.
What a bad influence.
Jesus. All right, that's the show, man.
That's it.
Hey, real quick before we go, dudes, come over here.
Yo.
Take a knee.
What up? Okay.
Dude. All right,
we're in.
We had a good run, dudes.
You dudes here and you dudes out there, just take a knee. Yeah, you got a little homework. We don't do homework on this show. Do a little homework. Your homework is between now and next Tuesday. Don't show your dick to anybody that doesn't want to see it, and don't assume they want to see it.
And don't
do it. Let's not.
I was sexually harassed in the line
front
of
a live
gay,
Captain Studio audience.
in a gay taco stand line.
I don't think the taco was gay.
Was the line gay or?
Oh, everything about that situation.
Oh, I remember that story. You were totally harassed,
The guy
Jose.
with the sweet pompadour who was like, "Come on, man, I just want to show you my dick. I got a sweet hog. Come on, man."
I remember that story now. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so just
So
let's
I feel you.
let's just take a minute and just don't be a creep for a fucking week, and then the week after that, and the week after that, and so on.
Peel it off a few times in front of some internet porn, like in the privacy of your own home, with the shades drawn. Not for shame or anything, just so that no one sees you, and get that out of your system.
Yeah, if you fucking if you feel the urge to come out, just no, just excuse yourself for a minute, clear the pipes. You'll be fine.
Right.
It's fine. You'll be okay. No need to be a fucking monster out there.
If
people.
you're on the phone with a female colleague while you're clearing the pipes, you did something wrong.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad.
If you're blocking the only exit while there is a female colleague in the room,
also bad.
Yes.
Don't do that. No, it's not good.
Reevaluate the situation.
Yeah. Context is very important to this kind of thing, guys. And ladies, fucking keep doing the thing. Fucking burn these motherfuckers to the ground.
But some of you ladies don't do that other thing where you run a sex ring.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad.
Don't do that. Like, I feel like there's a lot more work with the guys. I think it's very important to make that distinction. But yeah, don't go branding people because, a dude says you probably should.
Yeah.
That's not good either.
That's above our pay grade. Like baby steps, guys.
Yeah. We need to just worry about not showing our dicks to people. There's some next level shit. So I'm gonna go by the gospel, the good word from Saints William and Theodore. And let's just say, just be excellent to each other.
And party on, dude.
And party on.
Mm-hmm. Party on responsibly, and don't take advantage of people who party on too hard.
Ooh, good one too. Because if you do that, you're in fact not being excellent.
Mm-hmm. So not station.
Not station at all. So yeah. We need to watch Bill and Ted one night, you
Oh
guys.
my God! High five.
It's on.
That's another movie I've never seen.
Whoa! What?
Don't be surprised, Jose.
Oh, I forgot. He was born 2 years ago.
It's so funny. it's great. It's so good.
Bill and Ted is a classic. Another almost perfect movie. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is such a crazy, weird departure, but also great in its own right and underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good. I was explaining to a 14-year-old kid who's in my jiu-jitsu class about Bill and Ted. He had no frame of reference. I'm like, fuck!
Like the Cheech and Chong. He's like, what? Like Wayne and Garth. Huh?
Like Harold and Kumar?
Nope. Sorry.
Silent Bob. No, fuck.
No. Pineapple Express? No.
Pineapple
Based on that shitty weed show. Oh, no.
Big Bong Theory.
Big Bong Theory.
Oh, man. if I hadn't already kind of unofficially dubbed this episode Sexual Harassment Bonanza, it would be Big Bong Theory.
Yeah, so let's make a plan to make that happen sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, love it.
Good stuff. So yeah, email us, popcast@PanelsOnPages.com, or leave us a voicemail, 616-951-1POP. Don't be a fucking weirdo. Fucking burn this shit down, everybody. Burn it down.
And Jose, do some recon on the marshmallows.
Recon some marshmallows.
Well, I can't from New York.
Oh, it's so sincere. For Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, and Kelly Harris, I'm the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. We'll talk to you beautiful fuckers next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central.
Justice League this weekend.
Oh, God damn it.
We got our tickets for Tuesday. We're going to see the movie at 7 and head right home to do the podcast.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to Goat to go see. Goat is real hard about. He's like, I don't think I'm gonna, but like, don't make me go see it alone.
Speaking of
Suicide
Goat,
Squad alone, I can't do this one alone.
Speaking of Goat, we made fucking WrestleMania plans today, y'all. High five, everybody!
Yeah, we did.
Fucking A.
Got me a plane ticket.
Mm-hmm. It's all good.
Now we just gotta start buying tickets to shows.
That's the easy part.
That's yeah. We'll talk to you guys later. We'll talk about Justice League, and you know what? I hope it's good.
Yep.
I hope it's great. I hope everything I've seen about it has been misleading. You know what I'm hoping for? I'm hoping for a Power Rangers experience.
I'm hoping for a Wonder Woman starring vehicle.
Yeah, it could be that. But I remember, like, kind of being very cautious. Here's the thing. Okay, here's that. I was maybe cautiously optimistic about Power Rangers, and it turned out to be pretty great. I feel like I'm gonna hate this, so even if it's okay, it'll be a win.
Right.
So we'll see. So yeah, all that and more next week. So yeah, night. Love you. Bye.
Come on, you can do it.
Wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!